strong people. If you have short arms, how should you compete in strongman? Well, you shouldn't. Do weightlifting. But anyways, how you should compete in strongman is I recommend to cherry pick the events to only ones that have stuff like car deadlift and log press, and just be really good at those two events. Be like me, and horrible at everything else. In all seriousness, it's a disadvantage, but it doesn't mean that you know, like, I get sick, like, oh, well, I'd be a good deadlifter if I was taller, or oh, if I had longer arms, I'd be able to load stones. Because then you see people that go, okay, that's the wrong way to look at it, is you're just to have this excuse that's already preset in your head that you can just go ahead and plop in on the situation, and you know, it just saves your it saves all the effort of actually having to improve what you're bad at, and instead you can just you know, you can just say you're bad at it because of something that's a, you know, you have a, that you're just not going to get over yourself. So what you should do is go, okay, well, this event and this event come easier to me. This one I really lose points on, so I'm going to have to work extra hard because my leverages are bad for it, or I'm just not good at it. So especially on those events, you want to be as technically proficient as possible, because that's a good way. If you know your leverages are not good, or you know you're not strong for an event, you want to make sure that you're as technically sound as possible, because that is something you can control. You can't, I don't know how you can get longer arms. If you can figure that out, you shouldn't be watching this video. So you can only worry about what you can control. So you want to be as technically proficient as possible, and it might mean on certain events you need to have a little bit more setup time, where someone who, you know, is taller, has longer arms, can, let's say you're doing like a sandbag load onto a platform. Like you got to run 20, you got to pick up a sandbag, run, waddle, skedaddle, however you want to move it, 20 feet, put it up onto a 52-inch platform, 54, something tall, where a taller person can kind of just throw it from your hips. Me being, you know, 5'7" on a tall day, I'm gonna have to either walk, you know, run up to the platform, sit down, pull it real high up on my chest, and make sure to load it so I don't lose it. Or I'm also gonna have to make sure to get it high on my chest in the first place to get, you know, so it's higher up, so I'm able to load it onto that platform when I run up to it. So there might be a little bit more setup on certain events, and you can lose a little bit more time, but you're going to lose even more time if you run up to that thing and get it right on the edge of the platform and then you know, drop it. That's going to be very bad. Whereas if you took, you know, a second or two to sit down, relap it, extend back up, if you get proficient at doing stuff like that, you can do it pretty quick, and it's a quick transition. You know, and then you just make sure that you are so good at that event, and your extension is so good that you're still faster. Like you can still, if you're so much faster on every transition, picking up the sandbag, etc., then you can do better, then you'll get better. But the main thing is you just have to make yourself as tall as possible. So you got to make sure that the implement's up high on your chest, that you're all the way around it. Make sure your front squat is really fucking good, because you're going to have to be in that position a lot being a shorter lifter. And buy some big old elevator shoes.